Have you ever had a boss who makes unreasonable demands of your time, your resources, or your attention? What about a colleague who shows up in your office or your desk to chat about personal matters? Or what about a friend who blames you and others for his mistakes? Mr. Fellow Toastmaster, and most welcome guest. If you have answered yes to these questions, to one of these questions, then you have experienced difficult people. And this is the topic of my today's presentation. Dealing with difficult coworkers, bosses, direct reports, and even friends, it's an art. It's an art that sometimes needs some perfection. Dealing with a difficult situation at work, it's challenging, yet rewarding. But how hard is for you to deal with a difficult person? It will depend on your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and your professional courage. Dealing with difficult people is easier when the person is just annoying, and also the behavior cover more than one person. But it's more difficult when it's directly attacking you, or when they are trying to undermine your professional contribution to the company. Difficult people comes in every possible variety. There are people that talk too much and never listen. There are also some others that always have to have the last word. There are also some others, some actually co-workers that fail to keep commitments. There are some others that criticize anything that they didn't do. I have seen also some cases of co-workers that compete with you for power, for privilege, and for the spotlight. And the problem is that they are trying to undermine you, and you feel like you constantly have to keep an eye on your back because of that. No matter the type of difficult coworker or difficult people, it is a must to address, because if you don't, then it won't get better. It will get worse. It won't get better. Okay? I have seen some workplaces where they have tried all different kind of approaches to deal with difficult people with no success, and they probably use some difficult situations like putting a note, an anonymous note in the person's mailbox. That doesn't work. Or putting some dead box in her drawers. That will leave your boss no other option than to fire you. So let's look at more productive ways to deal with difficult people. I will start out by examining yourself. Do you think the person is really the problem, and that you are not overreacting? Do you think probably you have a pattern when you interact with your coworkers? Or have you had this problem with these coworkers before in your previous jobs? So it's always important to ask yourself these kind of questions, because that way you can realize if the object of your attention is really a problematic person or actor. A second point would be approach the person with whom you are having this issue for a private discussion. Talk to this coworker or this person with an I-message communication. I-message communication is a communication approach that focuses on the way you see the problem instead of attacking the other person. So that would be probably a good. During the discussion with this person, be gentle, be agreeable. Probably this person didn't know that their actions or their words were affecting you, and probably this is the first time that they are hearing about that. So, and the worst case is that they know, but they just don't care. It happens. So you can probably solve that. Another option is direct confrontation. Direct confrontation works well in some situations, but in some others can probably lead to a disaster. So you have to be careful with this approach. But sometimes works. If you have tried all possible solutions and you see that there is no progress, or probably actually no progress at all, then it's time to involve others. Others could be your manager or your co-worker's manager. So, but in this case, you are officially escalating the issue. And in this point, you need to make sure that when you have to be prepared to talk to your boss. Take notes, address the issue not as an interpersonal situation, but as a problem that is interfering with your productivity, your work, and your progress on projects. If still this doesn't help, there is an option to limit the access of that person to you. Leave volunteer committees, all possible. For example, some projects where he or she doesn't affect, you can. It's an option. The avoidance is an option in this case. There is another possibility that is to transfer to a new job. This option probably depends on the size of the company, because you can probably have another area where you can definitely go and you will never see that person again. So it's an option. The other one is quit your job. Probably you will be asking, why should I quit my job? I wasn't the problematic person. I was just doing my job. That's right. You are totally right. But what price in terms of happiness and success are you willing to pay to stay? So you have to realize whether the good in your current situation overweights the bad, or the bad overweights the good. If the answer of this question is that the good wins, then nothing to do. Go back to your seat and stop complaining. Keep your work. If the bad wins, then redirect your energies to find a job and to leave the company, and definitely you won't get regret. Your happiness is first. Thank you.